A notorious sentiment of Singapore is that we are one of the world's most overworked countries. We were among the bottom 10 for work-life balance and ranked second most overworked city in the world. We even have one of the longest working hours in a week, from 44 to 45 hours. Employees are reportedly feeling burnt out and feel that they have a poor work-life balance due to overwhelming workload. However, in recent times, we see many Singaporeans prizing work-life balance and mental health over higher pay.
I think there's a mindset shift between the older generations and the current generation where back then it wasn't as perhaps acceptable for you to think for yourself rather than for other people. So there is a perhaps balance and a prioritization of self-care. So there is that opposing mindset of
It's more about balancing. So if you are those kind that very passionate at work, you probably won't mind doing the additional hours. Or for you, or say maybe you prioritize your health, your well-being, so you probably prefer have a more work-life balance culture.
Singaporeans' commitment to success often demands sacrifices, including their personal time. So how do they strive to find a work-life balance? Well, amidst the pursuit of success in this fast-paced city, many in Singapore actually have discovered an unlikely companion, their hobbies and passion. These activities offer comfort and balance in and beyond their workplace.
My name is Afiq Omar. I'm a photographer and videographer for Colossal Productions. I started Colossal 12 years ago as a photographer at Zouk, Singapore. And since then, I've grown the team to about 30 plus people. It's become my full-time job. I would say gardening as a whole is my hobby. First discovered it when I opened the studio. So when we opened the studio, we needed like a small house plants to style the studio, make it nicer, make it homely a bit. So I started collecting small plants lah. I went to Far East Flora, the standard stuff. Went to Pongo, went to buy plants. I didn't know much about them, but I kept killing all the plants. I was a bit sad, but I was not deterred, or I didn't give up lah. I tried to find out why it died, and that really got me into plants. So during COVID, there was nothing much to do. Obviously, no events for me to shoot. So that's why I started collecting houseplants, just to keep my mind active. It was quite a depressive time for me because as a business owner, I had to let go of all my employees and tell them to take everything, put everything on hold. And it took a toll on my mental health. So I needed something to keep my mind, distracted a bit. So I started collecting a lot of plants, and then I realized there's actually a huge community in Singapore and worldwide that are collecting exotic houseplants. So I started researching how do I bring in plants from overseas. So I started shipping in plants from Indonesia, and that's where the whole addiction started. It's gotten quite obsessive. I would say on a day-to-day basis, my stress levels, they vary, but most times it's quite high because of the decision making I have to make for my team. But gardening has given me a different perspective on life, to be honest, and different perspective on leadership and entrepreneurship. What I've learned from gardening is actually you have to let go and just let things grow into its space and just give it time. I don't come here after a hectic day. I come here before I start my day. If it's a really tough day, I go garden first just to get my mindset. But I do try to put the garden somewhere in my day, even if it's for 5 minutes just to drop by. This is delayed gratification. You cut your plant today, you only see it 3 months from now. When you see it 3 months from now, the joy you feel is totally different from getting an immediate response. So yes, it's given me time to slow down in my life. I realized and I noticed that when I'm going through a down phase, I'm here more often. I spend time with the plants more often because it helps me ground myself a bit and really figure out, okay, what's my next course of action. So I use this space not only to grow plants lah. It's really is the main purpose is for myself. Really is for myself and for my mental health. For people who don't know what they like, I say the first piece of advice is to find out what you like, find out what gives you passion, find out what doesn't make you tired. Sometimes 9 to 5 is okay because it allows you to explore other things. Your 5 to 9 is more important. Yeah, you go back home, you figure out, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm really passionate about, try to spend time on that, and really understand and be introspective, and figure out what gives you joy lah. Yeah, in Singapore it's tough. It's a balance of finances and also your passion. I've been lucky and blessed to have both lah.
Is Alisa. I'm a pottery artist. Yeah, that's what I do. My hobby started when I studied in NAFA. So NAFA is Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts. So I major in 3D. So 3D is ceramics and sculpture. So I do carpentry also. But then I had a deep relationship with ceramics lah. Because in my class, I was the only one that continued doing ceramics. Yeah, so I think that's something that I would actually want to pursue since the start lah. Because I've always wanted to try ceramics, but in Singapore, I felt like it was just very expensive, like the classes outside. So I thought that I would want to put my school fees to good use lah. So that's why I continued doing ceramics. So when I was in school, our like our curriculum is very like straightforward. So we just have to do this and then glaze and that's all. So it's just very like it's very mundane to follow rules, and I felt like I wanted to break through that. So that's why I felt like if I want to make something that really take a lot of effort, I really want to put in that effort. And that's when I started to discover different techniques to design my cups, and for people who actually really want to use this, you know. I think the different type of reaction I get really make me feel like, oh, I want to do more, and for them to really like touch my cups, and it's like sensory, you know. And like I like it when people like mingle with my cups. I think that's very nice. And like for people to experience art, I'm not someone that can actually do something for very long. Like my time span is very like short. So like since last time, I think everyone knew that like if I were to do this, I only be for a while only. Like example like cycling, sekejap je. For a while only. Then after that, like I don't continue already. So that's why when I wanted to do this pottery thing, like my family was quite skeptical. I think I'm very stubborn. So like whatever I want to do, I just do it lah. And slowly I kind of gained their trust. I fell sick actually, so I had epilepsy. So I have epilepsy now. Because of pottery, it helps with my muscle memory and my nerves. It calms down my nerves and like kind of helped me through my sick days. I'm glad that actually pottery really helped my muscle memory and my nerves to really calm myself down. And yeah, I think that's passion for me. When you find something that can actually change your lifestyle and change who you are as a person, I think that's passion for me. I think turning your passion into something that you wanna work for like every day should be something that you're really determined, and you should really like see yourself like, you know, 5 years time, I really want to continue this. So yeah.
So, there you have it. As we've seen in the lives of these remarkable individuals, hobbies have become more than just pastimes. They are pathways to solace, growth, and fulfillment. Life's more than just work. It's about finding your happiness. Have you found out what you enjoyed today?